We're in the 70s, dew points in the low 70s as well. So we're back into some muggy conditions. That humidity started to creep back up yesterday. We're going to feel more of that muggy factor today. So after the morning showers and storms, when the heat starts to push back up, crank back up this afternoon, you're going to feel a little bit more like August than it's been the past few days. Rainfall total since midnight, much more of the spotty, highly localized variety compared to some of the downpours that we had and the storms we had over the past few days that were a lot more widespread in our southern counties. Now, the northern areas where we really need it, but again, it's been highly localized and not, really enough to impact the drought all that much. But around Pawhuska, a couple good downpours, about half an inch near Skytook, Bartlesville, Copan, Independence, Coffeyville, out towards Grove, Jay, Grand Lake. Pretty light totals overall. Southeastern Oklahoma, quite a few spots have missed out, but you're going to have some chances this morning. Of course, you had a lot yesterday, so you don't really need a whole lot more down to the south, to be honest. We've got some downpours right on I-40, it's just south of Okemah, Henrietta, Dustin. These are heading towards Lake Eufaula in the next few minutes. Just be aware of the thunder and lightning. Mulgee, a heavy downpour about to move into town. These are moving fast, so they won't last very long as they move quickly off to the east. Tulsa, we're still going to have some lingering, I think mostly light showers off and on for the next few hours. So if you're planning to be out for the midday time frame, be a good idea to just keep the umbrella handy because we're going to continue to see some occasional light to moderate showers roll through. So the zone that I just showed you, generally from I-40 to the north, is where shower and storms are a little more likely this morning. Later this evening, so this morning severe threats are very, very minimal. This evening it's a bit of a different story. Severe threats come up pretty notably, and this is almost a little more of a late spring-like setup for this evening into tonight, especially across Missouri and Arkansas, but generally about I-44 and especially the south and east of I-44 this evening, and then towards the nighttime hours, severe storms, if they can develop, there's a bit of an if factor there, but if they can develop, they would likely become severe. Large hail and damaging winds would be a possibility. The tornado threat is still very low, but the last several rounds of storms we've had the last few weeks, the tornado threat's been zero. We haven't had any issues there. This evening, those storms are a little more discreet, and it's not out of the question that some of them could rotate, and there may be a brief, tornado warning threat with some of those. Outside of that, today, once we get some sunshine midday into the afternoon, low 90s to the metro, upper 80s in southeast Kansas, low 90s metro, upper 90s in southeastern Oklahoma, and the heat index comes back up. Tulsa to the south, heat index over 100, could be as high as 105, again slightly lower in our northern counties. Now here's those storm chances just briefly as we walk you through this on Future View. Again, off and on morning showers, and then late in the day we're going to watch southeast Kansas, right near say Miami, Grove, Grand Lake, and then potentially trailing down towards I-40. Notice Future View doesn't show a lot of storms. These would be highly isolated, discrete storms, so a lot of us will miss out, but those isolated nature of those storms could allow them to become a little more intense. So be aware kind of towards evening rush hour and then into tonight past sunset, near and especially south and east of I-44. You got to be aware of that severe weather potential. We'll be watching for it closely. Tomorrow looks to be mostly storm free, a high around 90. Thursday night, Friday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, more of those storm chances continuing with a little bit hotter weather starting to creep back in to wrap up the week.